This AI looks completely harmless until you turn around. If I were to look back, you can see it has moved closer. Turn around, look back again, it is even closer. In today's video, we're going to be going over creating this kind of weeping angel stalker AI, as you can see here. This AI is going to be chasing the player, however it only moves when it is not being looked at. As soon as the player is to look at the AI, it is going to stop, and you can see how quick and responsive it is. You can't even see it moving at all, so it really gives a nice creepy effect, and if you don't even mention it in your game, it really feels like the player is going insane. So this is what we'll be going over and creating today. So without further ado, let me delete this code and I'll show you how I've done it. So in this video, we're going to be making this incredibly efficiently and in a AAA way. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a Blackboard for this AI. So if we hit Control Space to open up our content browser, right click, go to Artificial Intelligence, and then Blackboard, we can name this BB for Blackboard, underscore, and I'm going to call this Stalker, as that is going to be the name of this type of AI that I'm making. Let's open that up straight away. Now in here, we want to create two variables. So we're going to go up to the new key in the top left, and we're going to add a bool, and I'm going to name this one is being watched, question mark. And then we're going to add another new key, this one being an object, and we're going to call this one player, or player character, whatever makes sense to you. And then on the right, with this one still selected, we're going to open up the drop down for the key type, and change the base class from object to character, or whatever your character is. 99% of the time it's going to be a character, but yours may be a pawn, so just set it to what your character blueprint is. We can save that, and then we can open up our content browser again, right click, go to Artificial Intelligence, and create a behavior tree. I'm going to name this one BT for behavior tree, underscore, and then stalker once again, and we're going to open it up straight away. Now, it's likely done it for you, but make sure on the top left that your behavior tree is linked to your Blackboard asset of BB Stalker, or whatever it is that you named it. Then in the graph here, we're going to come out of the bottom of root and add a selector. Then we're going to drag out the bottom of selector and go to the left, and then we're going to get in a sequence. I'm going to rename this sequence to freeze state. So this is where they're obviously no longer moving. We're looking at them. And we also want to then right click on this sequence and add decorator and add a Blackboard. Then I'm going to move this over a little bit, and I'm going to select that kind of blue box where it says Blackboard based condition, and I want to set the Blackboard key to is being watched. So obviously if the player is looking at the AI, i.e. they're being watched, we want to freeze and stop them from moving. So what we're also going to do is at the top, you can see we have observer aborts. We're going to change that from none to both. So if the AI is chasing us, it is going to stop. And we're going to come out the bottom of this and just get a weight, and we're going to set this to 0.5. Then back up the selector, we're going to come out of it again and go to the right this time, adding another sequence, and then we're going to come out the bottom of this one and get a move to. And then what we're going to do is set the Blackboard key of this from self actor to player, so it's going to be constantly chasing after the player. And this is all we need to do in our Blackboard. It's actually incredibly easy to set up. So we can save this, and now we want to actually start setting up our AI. So what I'm going to do first is create my AI controller. So hit Control Space once again to open the content browser, right click in here, go to Blueprint and Blueprint Class, and then I'm going to open up the drop down menu for all classes and search for AI controller. Getting in AI controller there, select, and I'm going to name this AIC for AI controller underscore stalker, or again, whatever it is that you're naming this AI. And we're going to open it up straight away. In here, we're going to go straight over to the event graph, and we can delete both event tick and event begin play, and we're going to right click and get event on possess. And out of this, we're going to simply run behavior tree like so, with the behavior tree asset being our BT stalker. Then what I also want to do is I want to make sure that the AI is chasing us by default, because at the moment what's going to happen is they will stand still and then they will chase us once the player looks at them for the first time and then stops. However, I want them to be chasing us from the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out of possessed pawn and get AI controller, and out of the return value of this I'm then going to get Blackboard, and out of the return value of Blackboard I'm going to set value as object, connecting that into run behavior tree, And then the key name, we're going to make literal name, setting the value to the name of our variable inside of our Blackboard. So we can go back, you can see it is just player, nice and simple. Make sure you spell it exactly correctly. So capital P and then layer, so player like so. And I'm going to set the object value to get player character. So it's going to be chasing after the player character from the beginning of the game. One thing I'm also going to do is I'm going to hold down D and left click to add a delay in between the run behavior tree and set value as object. And I can leave that as 0.2 like so. The reason why I'm doing that is just because this AI is going to spawn in before the player. So I need to just give it a little bit of time for the player to spawn in so it can actually get the correct object reference that it needs. So we can compile and save that. And now I'm going to create my AI. You may already have this, you may not. I'm going to create one from scratch anyway. However, if you do already have one, you can just use that. So I'm going to open up the content browser, right click, go to blueprint class, and I'm going to create a character. And I'm going to name this one BP underscore stalker. So again, that's what my AI is called. I'll open this straight away, and very quickly, I'll just add in the mesh of Manny, setting that to -88 and -90 on the location and rotation accordingly. And then I'll just set the animation blueprint to ABP unarmed. Now I have a very basic AI visually set up. I'm then going to select BP Stalker Self in the top left, and in the top right details, I'm going to search for controller. And what we're going to do is make sure that AI controller class is set to our AIC Stalker that we have just created. So we are giving this AI the AI controller we just made. And that is all we need to do. We can compile and save that. That is the AI controller, and the behavior tree all set up. All we need to do now is be able to have the player detect it with vision. And that is actually easier than you may be thinking. So I'm going to open up my player character, which for me is content, third person, blueprints, BP third person character. And in here, I'm going to go to the add components in the top left, and I'm going to add AI perception. I'm going to go to the viewport just so there's something more visual to look at. However, you don't need to. And with AI perception selected, what I'm going to do is add a senses config. And I'm going to set this to AI site config. Open up that drop down, and then open up detection by affiliation, and make sure you just tick all three. So detect enemies, detect neutrals, and detect friendlies. And then you can also mess about with all the other settings of this if you want as well. So you can increase the sight radius and the loose sight radius and the peripheral vision and all of that good stuff. However, I'm not going to at the moment, but it's incredibly easy to do so. Then we want to scroll down till we get to the events, and we want to click the plus for event on target perception updated. That's going to take us to the event graph here. And what we can do is move this down, right click on stimulus and split the structure pin. Hold down B, left click to get a branch with the condition being stimulus successfully sensed. And this boolean here is going to be telling us if we are now currently seeing the AI or if we have just currently lost sight of the AI. So true, we are looking at the AI. False, we're no longer looking at the AI. We're then also going to come out of actor of on target perception updated, and we're going to get AI controller. So it's just going to get the AI controller of what we're currently looking at. Out of the return value, we're going to get Blackboard, the same thing we did in the AI controller itself. And out of this return value, we are then going to set value as bool. So we are setting the boolean we created earlier. So again, we need to make sure we get the exact name. So if we go back, you see is being watched question mark, all one word, first letter of each word is capitalized. Make sure you do it for however you have spelt it as well. So back in the third person character, key name, we're going to make literal name, setting that to what you named it. So again, for me, is being watched, all one word with a question mark, capital first letters. And then we're going to set the bool value to true. Then what I'm going to do is just copy and paste set value as bool, connecting this now into false of the branch, making sure to connect the target into get Blackboard, make literal name into key name, and unticking the bool value now, so we're no longer looking at it, it's no longer being watched. And what we also want to do here as well, this isn't too necessary, but I'm going to do it anyway. Out of get Blackboard, we're going to set value as object, connecting that into the set value as bool off of false, key name, we're going to make literal name, setting this to player with a capital P, and the object value to self or get player character. But we can do self as we're in the player character blueprint. We'll compile, save, and that is everything done and set up for us. Now, the reason why I said doing this set value as object isn't entirely necessary is because we have already done that in the AI controller. However, it can be good to just make sure you reset it anyway. Or again, if you didn't do this in the AI controller, then this is a good time to do that as well. So again, this should be done. So if we were to minimize this, drag in a reference to our AI into the level like so. Let's put them there. And I was going to say turn them around, but actually let's keep them facing that way. If we were to hit play, you can see we're looking at them. They're not moving. We turn around for a couple seconds, look back, and he actually fully caught up with us there. That kind of spooked me a little. I forgot I need to also change how fast they're walking because he just ran up right at me. So let's open up this AI blueprint again and then very quickly go to character movement and set the max walk speed down to something like 300 instead of 600 or even lower if you want. And now if we go over here, we're looking at him, we turn around, we look back, he's even closer, look away, look back, he's closer again. If I had to run away, and again, you can see the character isn't facing him, but my camera is. So this is all based on which direction the camera is looking, not the character. I look away, I look back, he's even closer. This is working perfectly like so. So I think that'll be it for this video, as we've done everything we want to do. What we've done is we've set up this really cool AI system in which the AI is going to be constantly chasing us unless we are looking at him with our camera perfectly like so. So you can really create some cool systems in your horror games using this, or some puzzles or anything that you want. So thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, please do make sure to like and subscribe down below, as it really does help me and the channel out a lot. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.